What is going on, everybody? It's JayPlayzFTW here. I'm back with another video, and today we're doing an NFL team tier list. Now, just keep in mind, this is just my opinion, and without wasting time, let's get right into it. So I think we can all agree on the top tier teams. S for Super Bowl. Chiefs, Saints, Ravens. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes just got paid, along with Travis Kelce and Chris Jones, and I just see them wreaking havoc on the AFC East for years to come. I mean, I expect them to easily make the playoffs and pretty much another Super Bowl. Saints, I mean, they've been making the playoffs so many times. It's so many heartbreaking defeats recently, last 3 years. But I believe they'll make it again. And hopefully this time they'll get past the hump because Drew Brees doesn't have much time left. And then the Ravens, yeah. I mean, simple enough. Lamar Jackson, Action Jackson's starting to do his thing. He may not have as good of a year. I don't expect him to have as good of a year, obviously. But the Ravens team is just so good, along with, like, they have a decent offensive line. You got Patrick Queen now in the draft. They just stocking up the defense. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they made the Super Bowl this year. Moving on to playoff teams. Here, Seahawks, the only reason I'm putting them there is because Russell Wilson. He can make anything happen, no matter how bad the team is. Not really much else to say there. I mean, the team honestly isn't that good, but Russell Wilson just elevates them that much. The Bills, let's see how Josh Allen develops. If he makes it same mistakes in the Texans game, send a lateral ball backwards, or just run weird, just learn to slide. I can see him being a pretty good QB, and then we all know their defense is locked down with Tre'Davious White, Tremaine Edmonds, all those guys. Or, I don't know if it's Tremaine or Terrell. It's one of the two. But, yeah, I see the Bills being really good this year. Cardinals, this is, obviously, like I sent me a video on it a while back, my sleeper pick of the year. Simply because Kyler Murray, I mean, I think he's a really good QB. He's one of the best dual threat QBs in the league. Larry Fitzgerald's getting older. He's more of just a possession guy, not much of an after catch. They got DeAndre Hopkins, which that's not going to hurt them. They got Christian Kirk. They got all these good receivers. Defense, they picked up Isaiah Simmons. We got Chandler Jones. I do think they're like fringe playoff team, like 9-7 kind of team. Packers. Some people say the Packers are going to be bad. I don't see why, though. I mean, they swept the NFC North. They're not going to go just from a 13-3 team down to like a 7-9 team. I just don't see that happening. Because if anything, they got a little bit better since last year. Not they got Aaron Jones gone into his groove. Obviously not going to have as good as the year, but still, he's starting to get into his groove. They had Jordan Love, who's probably not going to play this year. Might play a little bit, but I think they'll be a good team. 49ers. Yeah, they went to the Super Bowl last year. I don't really think they're going to have a Super Bowl slump like the Rams did. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't have that much faith in him, but you got George Kittle, so you never really know. You got that defense, Richard Sherman, and that's like the only guy I can name on their defense, Nick Bosa. Trade away DeForest Buckner. But I do see them making the playoffs again. And then Colts. Colts, last year on my team tier list, I had them as being like the best team, and that was before Andrew Luck retired. In my opinion, in my defense, but still, that was a wrong pick, I do have to say. That was my bad. I missed on that one. And they got Phillip Rivers, which I don't have the most faith in him either, but I just believe that they have so many good players in so many different positions. Now picking up Jonathan Taylor, which I think is super key and will be super underlooked. I see them making the playoffs. Now you have the good teams. We have the Eagles. Carson Wentz is a good QB, I do believe, I guess. He's gotten better over the years. And they did get Jalen Reagor. I mean, they have a receiver to throw to now. I don't know if Deshaun Jackson's coming back or anything. And then their defense is overall, I mean, I forgot his name, Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox. They're fine. They're not bad. They were really good. They're not pretty good. These are all teams I can see making the playoffs possibly. Move on to the Titans. Ryan Tannehill, we'll see how he goes. He only played a little bit last year, so I can't develop him. I can't overhype him too much. Who I can't overhype is Derrick Henry. That guy's an absolute monster, and I can basically see him carrying them to the playoffs. Them and their pretty stout defense, even though they traded away Jarrell Casey. Moving on to the Raiders. Derek Carr is not a bad QB. He's not an amazing QB, but he's just a decent QB that can get the job done. And the reason I'm not, because I don't know how Derek Carr can fare in the playoffs, but he would have had an MVP season had not got hurt, and Now he's got Henry Ruggs to throw to, which isn't going to hurt them. And their defense is not bad, I do have to say. As I've said about all the defenses, though, pretty much in these good teams. Broncos, a lot of people have these as like when they don't have these a lot of people have this team as their sleeper pick. I think it'll be better than last year. I think Jacques gonna do fine. I don't think he's gonna do amazing. I think it'll just be fine. I think it's gonna be their defense, Bradley Chubb coming back and everything, and I believe that they'll be a good team. I mean, what else is there to say? Like 8-8, 9-7. Redskins. Or the Washington football team. My bad. Washington football team is just they're a super underlooked team too. They can be one of the most underrated teams. Just simply, it's not just because they picked up Chase Young. It's the picks in the last couple of drafts, good like Montez Sweat and people like that. Their defense is really good. Dwayne Haskins, he's been getting better in the offseason from what I've seen, and I believe that they're going to be actually a decent team next year. The Chargers, this is because of their defense. I don't really like Justin Herbert. I don't think he's going to do that good in the NFL. Mark my words, he could be wrong. Then that's an oof to me, but I just don't think he's going to be that good in the NFL. I'm mainly putting there because like Casey Hayward and all those guys on their defensive line, Joey Bosa, they got a really good defense, one of the best in the league. Now, maybe next year, the Patriots. Patriots and maybe next year just because they still have Bill Belichick. They got Cam Newton now, so it's not going to hurt. He was just named their starter. They got lawn chairs as receivers, post as receivers to throw to. I mean, what more can you really say about this? And they have a really good defense, led by Stephon Gilmore, obviously, but we all knew that. Moving on to the Texans. Deshaun Watson just got paid 4 years, $160 million, I believe, is what the deal was. And it was DeAndre Hopkins. You got the injured Will Fuller to throw to. I mean, there's not much else I can say about this team. Their defense it's okay, I guess. J.J. Watt helps. He's getting a little older. Still good, I guess. I don't really know much about the Texans' defense, but I just think they'll be fine simply because Deshaun Watson can make magic happen. Moving on to the Falcons. The Falcons' motto should be the first team eliminated from the playoffs, then win every game after that. Matty Ice is then sometimes a good QB, sometimes a bad QB. It's kind of like Fitzmagic, honestly. And then they got their offense is super potent. Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, obviously. And then their defense it started off last year's absolutely horrendous, but then it actually started stepping up towards the end of the year and ended up being the 49ers, so that's pretty good. I do think that they'll be okay. Move on to the Cowboys. Cowboys, I mean, with CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, they're going to go be the high-flying Cowboys, or they're going to be, I can't think of a low. I'm just going to call them the low-flying Cowboys. They're going to be good or bad. I don't know. I can see them going, I'm just going to predict they go like 8-8 or something. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, though. I have the Eagles making the playoffs before they do. Their defense it's fine. It's not bad. Leighton Vander Esch is cool. Can't really say much more about it. We on to the Vikings. This is because Kirk Cousins, I kind of think, is dragging them down. They lost Stephon Diggs, too, so it's going to be Kirk Cousins, Adam Thielen. And their defense is actually pretty good with Harrison Smith. They just released Everson Griffin. And what's that one? They didn't know our safety's name. I forgot his name, though. He was really good. I don't know if they still have him, though. He might have gotten traded away. But, yeah. Moving on to the Browns. Browns flopped last year. I put them at, like, A tier last year. I mean, I predicted they go, like, 10-6. They went, like, 6-10. But Browns still got Baker Mayfield, still got OBJ, still got Nick Chubb. I mean, Myles Garrett's come back from suspension after using Mason Rudolph's helmet as a balloon to pop with his helmet. I mean, yeah. Browns, full of talent, can't produce. They're the Philadelphia 76ers of the NFL. We on the average teams. Danny Dimes, they move on the Giants with Danny Dimes. I mean, I don't think, he's not bad QB like I said before. Not a good QB, just once again in the mediocre tier. Saquon Barkley is absolutely amazing. That's definitely going to help their just overall win-loss record. Their defense, I don't know if I can name a single person on the Giants' defense that's too notable. Maybe that's just me, my lack of knowing the Giants football team, but yeah. Bengals, Joe Burrow isn't going to carry them that high. Sorry, Bengals fans. You still do have a really good offense with Joe Mixon and AJ Green and T. Higgins. You guys still do have a good offense. I just don't think you're going to make the playoffs. That's all. Moving on to the Bucks. The Bucks are overhyped to the moon. They might be more overhyped than the Browns last year, just because they got Tom Brady and Gronk. I mean, I give them 7 wins maximum. I bet they don't win more than 7 games. And the reason I just say that why is because I believe they'll do fine in Tampa Bay. I just think that, I mean, the reason I can see them getting wins is because they won't know how to game plan around Gronk, even though because he might have changed his way he plays. He's a little faster now, but that's how I can see them playing. Tom Brady does have better receivers, so I'll give them that. That's why I think they're going to be able to win. And their defense is absolutely just lights out with Vita Vea, Levante David, Devin White, all those guys. And I think they had Ndamukong Suh and Gerald McCoy, too. But Gerald McCoy got released by the Cowboys. Anyways, moving on to the Jets. Jets, Jets, Jets. Sam Darnold is not a good QB. I'm sorry, I just don't think he's that good of a QB. He didn't have much help last year, so I'll give him that. Now he's got Mekhi Becton and all those guys. But I don't think it's still going to help him that much. You got one helpful guy, maybe. We don't even know if he's going to be good in the NFL. And what else more is there really to say about him? Moving on to the Steelers, Big Ben is not going to be that good. He's like 38 now or something, and he's got Juju Smith-Schuster, lost AB. Defense is still good. It's Tremaine or Terrell Edmonds. Still forget which one's which. And there's not many too notable points on their defense. I mean, besides like TJ Watt, that guy's amazing. But their defense has definitely gotten worse over the past couple years. But they still got TJ Watt, so anything's really possible. Moving on to the Dolphins, Tua. I bet he does pretty good in the NFL. He can do maybe not amazing in year one. That's the same with Joe Burrow. May not be amazing year one. But I think in the next couple years, they could be really good. That's maybe not next year, like which the teams above them are. But I still think that they can be a good team come like in 3 to 4 years. And the Lions. Lions are always hyped to do super well. And then they just fail. This year is because they lost Matthew Stafford. They actually started the year off undefeated, 2-0-1, so technically they were undefeated. But I just don't see them being absolutely amazing because they drafted Jeff Okudah at the number 3 pick, but they already had an amazing cornerback in Darius Slay, and that didn't take them super far, so I don't think, even if he is as good as Jeff Okudah is as good as Darius Slay, it's not going to provoke them super high as they couldn't get it done with Darius Slay. Moving on to the Bears, Mitch Trubisky. I'm guessing it's going to be Nick Foles. This is assuming that Mitch Trubisky is a starter, even though I bet Nick Foles is going to start. They have an amazing defense, mainly Khalil Mack and Eddie Jackson, but also got like Kyle Fuller and guys like those. But this is just assuming this is if Mitch Trubisky starts. If Nick Foles is a starter, I'll put them in average. But Mitch Trubisky, man, jeez. Now these are the 3 teams that it's rebuild time for. Panthers are rebuilding. We all know this. Teddy Bridgewater's coming in and lost Cam Newton. We all know they're rebuilding. They're not gonna have an amazing first year under Matt Rule, but they're gonna be good, I bet. Or not good. They're not gonna be good. I meant to say, like 4 wins, 3-4 wins, maybe 5. I'll move it on to the Rams. The Rams have one of the most dramatic downfalls ever, just in NFL history. They went for all the glory in that one Super Bowl win. They paid they paid Jared Goff, they paid Todd Gurley, and now they're paying Jalen Ramsey, and now they figured out Jared Goff isn't a good QB. They traded 2 first-round picks and way overpaying Jalen Ramsey, and they were way overpaying Jared Goff and lost Todd Gurley. What else is there to say? These guys are in a dramatic downfall, and these guys are falling quick. Moving on to the Jags. This is a team everyone expects to be horrible. They're setting Gardner Minshew up to fail. I like Gardner Minshew, but he's not going to do good because they're taking away all of his weapons. And he's trying to get traded or something for Trevor Lawrence next year, and I just don't think that. Because I think Gardner Minshew is a good QB. What else would I say about it? I mean, on all their defenses are also pretty bad too. Panthers drafted Derek Brown. That could help. Forgot who the Rams drafted. Forgot who the Jags drafted. But I just don't see them being huge assets. But anyways, guys, that's my NFL team tier list. And thanks, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.